Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how they view you after getting to know you. This can be for any person on your mind at all. So, before we get started with your pile selection, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Keen. So, this is how my best friend almost ruined my relationship. It started with a missed call from Emily on my boyfriend Kyle's phone at a weird time. Then I saw a missed call from Kyle on Emily's phone as well. I wondered why they'd call each other while I'm at work. My heart raced. I trust them, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I felt uneasy about Emily before. A year ago, I noticed how she and Kyle seemed to click, sharing jokes and glances that made me uncomfortable. Once I even caught Emily smiling at a message from Kyle, and when I asked him about it, he said it was private. I just dismissed it as paranoia due to my trust issues, but the doubt lingered. The new incident made my old suspicions resurface. Kyle became more secretive, always on his phone, which was unusual for him, and Emily started cancelling plans last minute, which wasn't like her. Everything seemed off, and my anxiety grew. I confronted Kyle about the call, but he brushed it off as a mistake. But when I asked Emily, she said she didn't even remember calling at all. Their vague answers made me even more anxious. I needed to know the truth, so that's when I decided to consult with a tarot reader from Keen. I browsed Keen's website, searching for the right psychic for my situation. I found one specializing in relationship readings with great reviews. But it was her energy that caught my attention, so I decided to consult with her, hoping she could reveal the truth. I explained my fears and asked for clarity. As she began typing, I just felt a gnawing anxiety, fearing the truth I might hear. She told me the cards speak of betrayal, and my stomach dropped. Then she added, but they also speak of celebration, a union of hearts. Confused and frustrated, I asked, what does that mean? Her vagueness felt like torture. The truth lies in what you choose to see. The betrayal may not be what you think. Sometimes the heart sees what it fears, not what is real, she responded. I left the chat more confused than ever. Over the next few days, her words echoed in my mind, turning every interaction with Kyle and Emily into something sinister. The final straw came when I saw Kyle and Emily together at a coffee shop, speaking in hushed tones. They didn't see me, but I saw enough to confirm the worst. I left in tears. Back home, I felt broken. How could they betray me? But as I paced around, the tarot reader's words returned to me. Celebration? Union of hearts? Could there be another explanation? The next day, I decided to confront them. I know something's going on, I blurted out. Just tell me the truth. Kyle and Emily exchanged a glance, then smiled. We were going to tell you tonight, Emily said softly. Tell me what? I demanded. Kyle pulled out a small velvet box. We've been planning a special anniversary surprise for you. Our 3-year anniversary is next month. Emily helped me because you trust her taste more than mine. My mind reeled as everything fell into place. The strange calls, the secret meetings, the cryptic conversations. It was all for me. I felt a flood of relief and guilt. The tarot reader's words made sense now. The betrayal was actually my own mistrust, twisted by my fears. I hugged them both, tears streaming down my face as the weight of doubt lifted. They've been planning something beautiful for me, not against me. So I realized that sometimes trust means choosing to see love, even when fear blinds you. I hope you enjoyed that little nugget of my personal life, and if you've had thoughts about something you need clarity on, Keen connects you with talented psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can get a reading whenever it suits you. Just create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. Each reader has unique gifts and specialties, so whether you need insights on love, career, or life in general, they can provide deeper understanding and guidance. Choose whichever reader best suits you, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. It's always best to get a personal psychic reading if you'd like more accurate information on your situation, because it is directed only to your energies. Now, here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 5 minutes for only $1. Go to trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to receive a discount on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this partnership opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So getting back to your pile selection, for pile number 1 we have the crystal Red Jasper. For pile number 2 we have flower agate. And for pile number 3 we have golden cat's eye. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. Hopefully by now you have picked a pile for yourself. If not, you can pause the video. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this Red Jasper crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how they view you after getting to know you for the person on your mind. This can be any person on your mind at all. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So the card that you chose says, the goddess of devotion, I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. So let's go ahead and pull the rest of your oracle cards. Then after that, we'll take a look at your tarot cards. Okay, there's something about someone here liking ASMR videos, because I was just kind of being drawn to how ASMR videos are. Like, I was seeing it visually. So okay, spirit guides of pile number 1. Spirit guides of pile number 1. How they view pile number 1 after getting to know them. We have the Buddha of enlightened action. With my soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. We have Lady of the Lotus born. With embodiment is my deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. We have the essence of all Buddhas. With I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. So I'm noticing 2 Buddhas have shown up. So maybe some of you are Buddhist. And then your last card, I just have to cover it up because of nudity. But it says, the Queen of Heaven and Earth. With I have nothing to hide, I see and accept all that I am. And this card also wanted to come out, but I'm not going to take it for space purposes. But it says, the Pontiff of Possibilities. With the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. So my pile number 1s, how they view you after getting to know you. I feel as though this person sees you as somebody that's an open book. You have nothing to hide. You're always open and vulnerable about what's on your mind, what you're going through. You're kind of just open with this person. You know, you tell them everything that's on your mind. You open up about the things you feel emotionally. And it just feels like you are very trustworthy to this person, where they know you wouldn't lie to them or keep secrets from them or anything like that. After getting to know you, this person has come to realize that you own it. So even if you have like a flaw in your personality, you own it. There's just something about you being an open book. So, you know, even if you have something you've done wrong, like a mistake, you own it. You kind of just admit to it. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Not in a bad way, but you just own it. I hope that makes sense. Okay, next thing I see here is you're always following your heart. I think you're a very heart-led person, and that's how this person sees you. So you always follow your heart when it comes to any decision you make in your life. You're also a very peaceful soul, and you value peace in your personal relationships. And you don't ever abandon people. You know, when you say to somebody, I'll always be here for you, you truly mean it. You're not just like other people that are like, oh, you can talk to me if you need me, but then are never there. You actually mean it. And that's what this person sees in you after getting to know you. If you say you will never leave and you will be by this person's side no matter what, you truly mean it. Of course, not when it comes to this person treating you bad. You won't tolerate BS. That's what I feel from your pile, because that song that's like not my problem stuck in my head, that one that goes like that's just not my problem. So I do feel like you do have a sassy side to you, another side to you that doesn't tolerate BS, but at the same time, maybe you've gotten rid of like people pleasing tendencies and you've learned to not care about what other people think. Um, Kind of like that energy is coming through. That's how they see you after getting to know you. But then there's also this feeling of you don't leave people when they need you the most. But if they are treating you badly, then of course you won't tolerate that. And then you'll be out the door. But I mean, if they're there for you and they're treating you right, then you'll never leave. And you keep your word, you keep your promises. So if you promise something to this person, it's not just an empty promise. You really follow through on that. And this person can really see your devotion and loyalty. So that's how they see you after getting to know you. You could be very spiritual or religious in some way, or you could just be very open to the divine. Um, and when I say religious, it can be anything, because I mentioned Buddhism, but we also have an angel here. So I'm also thinking of like somebody that prays to God, that prays to their angels, or has a deep connection to their angels, or maybe this person just sees you as like angelic in some way. But there's something about religion and spirituality coming through, because I'm hearing that you're very soulful, like you're a person that's connected to the higher realms, and you kind of live life through your morals, through your values. It's kind of like you treat everybody how you want to be treated. You treat everybody with love and care. And of course, you know, you're human, no one's perfect, but when you do mess up, you do own it and admit it. So I kind of feel like you try to treat everybody with respect, even people you don't like. And that's just in your character. That's how this person's seeing you after getting to know you. This person sees you as very free, as very playful, like you're able to show the weird, silly, quirky sides to you. And I mean that in a lighthearted way, not in an insulting way. This person loves that about you, how you just seem so free and you can just like be playful and fun without like worrying about what others think. So this person thinks that you don't care about what others think. You could care less about other people's opinions of you. You're just here to enjoy yourself, and if somebody's judging you, then oh well, that's their problem, you know. So I really feel like you don't care, and that's how this person sees you. You also love in a very soulful way. I'm feeling like a Neptunian energy of love. So some of you could have water Venuses, um, or Pisces Venus, but either way, even if you don't, you have this soulful way of loving. I don't know how else to describe that, but that's what I'm hearing from spirit. This person sees you as sophisticated in some cases. Like in some settings, you appear more sophisticated, whereas in other settings, you appear more free. And I think it just depends on the social setting. So maybe if you're at work, you appear more sophisticated. I hope that makes sense, but that's what I'm seeing. This person also sees you as funny, like you have your own sense of humor and you always say things that make this person laugh. You have also transformed in the most beautiful way. You have rebirthed in the most beautiful way. It's kind of like you've let go of old versions of you and become a newer, more improved version of yourself. You're constantly improving. I also feel that Plutonic Scorpio type of energy of transformations, and a sort of intensity in the way you love, or in just your relationships in general. There's also like this intensity in your eyes. Like when you look into this person's eyes, it's like you kind of just see right through them. You see into their soul. I'm kind of getting a feeling here for some. This won't resonate with everybody, but it's like you see people's souls, not their body. And that's quite interesting to see. Let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards now. There is something about a love for music and dance, or just creative expression in general. So, spirit guides of pile number one, how does this person on their mind view them after getting to know them? We have temperance in the reverse. You can be impatient sometimes, but I do feel like when you notice certain things about you, you try to work on it, you try to evolve and improve. Like I said before, the Hermit is here. So, this person sees you as very self aware in a way where, like I said before, you own things that about you that maybe not be the best, but you own it and you say, okay, I'm working on it. I'm trying to become a better version of myself. Like, I always see you rebirthing. That's how this person's viewing you. Like, always seeing you rebirthing, always seeing you grow into a better version of self and work on yourself. And that's basically what I see here. Next, we have the King of Swords. We have the Two of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Queen of Swords. So try not to show you anything there. Okay, and then at the back of the deck, you do have the Fool, and the Ten of Cups also wants to come out. Okay, so what I'm getting here is, yes, you are a very heart-based person. Like, you move through your heart, but you can also be very strategic if you want it to be. However, I don't really feel like that's how you move through the world. How do I explain this energy, Spirit? I feel like you're very logical and you're very smart, but I think you've learned over time that sometimes following the heart is needed, and in some cases, making a decision with logic is needed, just depending on the circumstances. So I feel like you try to follow your heart more than what your mind is telling you. But in some cases, you realize that you have to put your emotions to the side and be strategic and think about the situation logically. So that's what I'm getting from the Two of Cups reverse, King of Swords. So say, for example, you were in a toxic relationship with someone. Maybe your heart wants to stay in that connection, but your head is telling you it's smarter to leave that connection and leave it behind. So, you know how to kind of balance things out there. This person feels as though you two have a strong mental connection. You two just get each other and understand each other. You two have the most amazing conversations all the time. And I feel like you and this person can just chat for hours. There's this like lasting impression you left on this person even before they got to know you, where it's like they just wanted to keep having conversations with you. They found you quite interesting and they wanted to get to know you more. And like I said, they saw you as an open book the moment they met you. They saw you as like an honest, truthful person where you don't lie or keep secrets or move in deceitful ways. You have strong boundaries up with the Queen of Swords. Like I said, you are a loving person, but you also know when to have those boundaries up and when to have tough love with a person. So I kind of feel like you know how to balance things out, but maybe in the past you were very imbalanced in that sense, where maybe you kind of went through extremes of like being too loving and too tolerant to being too assertive, if that makes sense. When you are making a decision in your life, you try not to get an outside perspective if you really don't know what to do after thinking about it and going within. You will ask people you trust that that you know will be honest with you about like this decision, and you know they will give you honest and good advice, wise advice. But most of the time you try to not go to others when it comes to decisions you want to make in your life. You try to go within and think what's best for me, like how can I figure out what's best for me, what's better for me to do for my life, because sometimes people can give a great advice, but sometimes they're giving advice based on what they would do in that situation, and it's maybe not best for us. So I feel like you try to be independent and make decisions on your own, and that is how this person's viewing you after getting to know you. You don't necessarily seek outside validation after you've made a decision. You kind of just take that leap of faith and you trust in the universe. Again, there's this strong connection to the divine of like, I feel called to making a decision like this, so I'm going to make it. And even though I'm fearful, I'm just going to trust in the divine. I'm going to surrender and I take a leap of faith. And hopefully it works out in my favor. You know what I mean? This person also sees you as quite lucky, and quite mature in some way. Like you have a mature way of thinking. You're more mature than other people your age. After getting to know you, this person has come to realize that maybe in the past you had a lot of imbalanced connections with people where maybe you were giving more than you were receiving. And maybe you've been in a lot of connections where people have kind of tried to have like power struggles with you or control over you, or like controlling your decisions in a way. And I feel like you've gotten rid of toxic people like that. Maybe at one point you felt like you had to stay by their side, but now it's like you know when to stay with a person, you know when a person's toxic and when it's time to leave. You know how to balance that energy out. Because I feel like you're a very devoted person, a very loyal person, where maybe in the past you stayed loyal to people you shouldn't have been loyal to, or you stayed a little bit too long in those relationships because naturally you just stick by people's sides. And so I think you had to learn a lesson surrounding that. And that's how this person's seeing you after getting to know you. There's something about you trying to give the benefit of the doubt to certain people, before assuming the worst about them. I do also feel like you're trying to move past any like negative self-talk or just the way you view yourself. You're trying to get rid of like any negative self-perception. But there may have also been imbalances within the self-confidence. Whether this is true or not, this is just how this person sees you, where maybe at certain times in your life you tried to be more confident, but then it came across to others, and don't come for me, this is just how this person's seeing you. It might not be true, it might be true. It came across as like a little bit overly confident or egotistical, but I feel like that's natural when you're trying to find your confidence. You kind of bounce between feeling insecure and feeling like overly confident because you're trying to find the middle balance. And I feel for you, when you're trying to integrate something new, you kind of bounce between two extremes, until you find the middle ground, the middle balance that is healthy for you. So I see you kind of like bouncing between insecure and um self-centered, or that's just how it's coming across to others. But I feel like you've learned to give yourself grace and grow and develop as a person and see yourself with more love. So you've been on a self-love journey, and over time you are learning to balance that out more, where it's like a healthy sense of self-confidence that you have in yourself. And empowerment is the word I'm hearing. You're empowering yourself. There's something about you being very comfortable with your sensuality and empowered within that. And there's also something about you being a foodie, um, or just loving to take pictures of your food or go to different restaurants. And I'm also seeing something about always having like fresh nails or always having your nails done, and your skin being very glowy. Or there's just something about the way you do your makeup for the woman watching, where it's like you have this natural beauty to you, but the way you do your makeup accentuates your naturally beautiful features. So, this is what I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pal number twos. If you chose this flower agate crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how they view you after getting to know you. So this can be for any person on your mind at all. Please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So your card that you chose says the Goddess of Discernment. With I spend my time wisely, I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. So let's go ahead and pull the rest of your oracle cards, and after that we'll take a look at tarot. Okay, so Spirit Guides of pile number 2. Spirit Guides of pile number 2. How does this person on their mind view them after getting to know them? We have the Prophetess of True Power with I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. We have the Goddess of Sanctuary with no matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. We have a card that I just need to cover up because of nudity. Just give me a second. We have the presence of the divine feminine with at the center of everything there is light, and I am that light. And last card, we have the mystic of peace with I am peace. My mind, when my mind is clear, the way is clear. Okay, so what I'm seeing within your pile, when this person first started to get to know you, they saw you as a little bit of a lone wolf and a little bit of more like an introvert, a homebody, like you kind of just keep to yourself. That was their first impression of you when they had first met you, whether that's true or not. You kind of just seemed like you kept to yourself, like you didn't mind sitting alone, eating alone at a restaurant, like you enjoy your own alone time. That's how you came across to this person. As they started to get to know you, they saw that you had a little bit of a guard up, and they thought maybe it's because you've been hurt before. Maybe you are just protective over yourself. Maybe you just try to get to know people slowly without trusting too quickly. And that's kind of their impression of you as they're getting to know you. At first, this person was a little bit taken aback because they didn't know if you were rejecting them or not. This person saw it as like it was very hard to get to know you, not in a bad way, but hear me out. So, you know, I relate to this energy when someone's a stranger and they're trying to get to know you and you don't trust them yet. You're kind of like distant at first. And that's what I feel from your energy, and I relate to you a lot in that sense as I'm reading this energy, but it's kind of like you're a little bit distant. You don't show everything about yourself immediately. You may be coming across as private as they're getting to know you, and they might have gotten their ego bruised a little bit when they had first met you, thinking you were rejecting them. But I think you kind of just wanted to get to know them slowly. Maybe some of you did reject them, but that's what's coming through. And they think that as they were getting to know you, they think that you're very comfortable with rejecting people's advances, especially if you see that they're not coming with the right intentions. So, for example, Spirit is showing me, um, let's say somebody comes up to you and you know that they're just trying to be sexual with you and you don't want that. It's like you're very comfortable rejecting them. Or let's say somebody comes up to you and you can see that they just don't have good intentions. They don't seem like an honest person. They have red flags about them. You're comfortable rejecting them. So I kind of see an energy like that, because the reason I'm saying that is I'm hearing that song by Beyonce. I don't know what it's called, but she says like, I'm not that kind of girl. And then I was seeing an image of like someone try to hit on you and like be overly sexual where it makes you feel uncomfortable. And that's why I said that. So I feel like you're comfortable rejecting people's advances that make you uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Okay, and I feel like maybe you've dealt with that a lot, where you don't like to be sexualized by people, and that's valid. I feel like this person, as they started to get to know you, they started seeing you as somebody that only says yes when you want to go to a place. Maybe they thought that, you're very busy, or maybe you're just a homebody, like you like spending time alone or at home by yourself. So you're very selective with who you let into your circle. You're selective with who you become friends with, who you date, and that's kind of their overall impression of you. But I often feel like with people like this, when you only say yes when you want to, maybe I feel like maybe for some of you, you grew up in a way where you had parents that always told you to say yes to things. Like, for example, let's say somebody wants to hug you and now you have to give this person a hug even though you don't want to. Let's say as a kid, silly example, you invited to somebody's party, but you didn't want to go, and your mother said you have to go. And over time, you grew up and maybe you started becoming more comfortable with your boundaries and saying no to like hugs, to things you don't want to go to. Like, you don't want to say yes all the time. And maybe there's something about being somebody that's like getting more comfortable with like not replying immediately, like just spending time with yourself, not saying yes to everything, allowing yourself to say no sometimes because maybe you were always expected to say yes to everything. So I kind of feel that energy, if you resonate with that for some. This person thought you looked younger than your age. So that's them getting to know you. And after getting to know you, I don't know why I got like a little bit of a first impression, but after getting to know you, they see you as somebody that's very empowered. You don't like to be controlled or manipulated into doing something. And when somebody doesn't respect your boundaries, you show off that fierce side of yourself and you're comfortable with saying no, with setting those boundaries and taking your power back in those situations. You've been on a journey of self love, of finding inner peace, finding your own inner confidence. Maybe you were in a lot of situations where people made you feel powerless, or like you had no autonomy, or like you couldn't make your own decisions. Maybe some of you grew up with strict parents. And so now you like to make your own decisions. You don't like controlling people. And you don't like people that ignore your boundaries over and over again. That's a huge pet peeve for you. You're very strong. You have this warrior or warrioress spirit. And people should not underestimate you. That's what this person thinks of you and how they view you. They also see you as a person that, you know, takes pleasure in your own sanctuary, your own home. Again, that homebody energy is coming up. I feel like you're that type of person that would rather stay at home, be comfy, watch movies, do your own little hobbies. Like, you kind of find your own sanctuary and your own peace at home. Like, you don't seem like the type of person that likes to go out a lot, partying, things like that. So that's kind of how this person's viewing you after getting to know you. You also make other people feel safe and at home. Maybe there were certain times in your life where people didn't make you feel safe, and it's like you try to make everyone feel safe and heard and accepted and seen. It's like you try to make people feel the way you weren't made to feel. Maybe even your own children. Maybe you try to break generational cycles and treat your children differently than you were treated as a child for some of you. So there's something about that coming through in the way that this person views you. I keep seeing like you're big on self-care, relaxation. I almost see an image of somebody pouring themselves a glass of wine, putting on a mask, and watching their favorite series. You know what I mean? Um, I feel like that type of energy when I'm in your pile. I also feel like you're very comfortable with your emotions, with sharing your emotions with those you're close to, and you don't shy away from showing those. Like, if you want to cry, you're just going to cry. That's how this person's viewing you after getting to know you. Whereas maybe a lot of people do feel ashamed of showing their emotions, but you don't. It's like you see it as a sign of strength, and this person does too. Maybe you're big on meditation, clearing your mind before making a big decision. Like, when you make decisions, you take your time. And you don't like it when people pressure you to make a decision quickly, because you really want to think it through. You really want to plan it out, figure it out in your head. And that's kind of what I see. And you try not to be in your head too much. You can have a tendency to overthink, but you're trying to create more peace for yourself overall. You don't like arguments or conflict. You like peace and harmony in your personal relationships. So I'm hearing don't stress me out on my own phone, blocked immediately. So let's say somebody is trying to start an argument with you on your phone, like you're just blocking them immediately. Let's say somebody tries to start something with you in real life, you're just walking away immediately, like you don't entertain that. And I like that about you. You keep it classy, mindful, demure. Okay, and I feel like there's something about you having a lot of light within your aura. You're very connected to your own divine feminine energy, your own inner power as well. And you just have a beautiful soul, a beautiful energy. That's what I feel from how this person's viewing you. Let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards now. There's also something about tattoos coming up. Either a like or dislike for tattoos, but I feel like a lot of you in this pile do have tattoos. I see something about being uncomfortable with physical affection, but allowing it with people you love. Um, I don't know how to explain that, but I'm just seeing that in my mind, like someone trying to give you a hug, and maybe you don't like physical affection so much, but then you kind of give them a hug back, but they can see you're a little bit like uncomfortable with it. But you do that for the people you love. That's what I want to say. Also, what I'm getting here is maybe you could have felt like the scapegoat of your family, or you could have felt like the black sheep in your family, like you were very different from your family in some way, like you don't really relate to your family or those you grew up with very much. And I do feel like when we see this in readings, I often see it as like, you are from a different soul family than your own family. And when I see this in readings, I see it as a person that has a different frequency than their own family members. They're meant to bring down a different frequency to the family lineage and change something in the family lineage. But of course, then the family sees something different, feels something different about the person, and treats them differently, which is not okay, but that's kind of the energy I'm seeing. Okay, spirit guides of pile number 2. Spirit guides of pile number 2. How is this person viewing pile 2 after getting to know them? I'm seeing the Egyptian eye. I don't know what it's called, but maybe there's this connection to ancient Egypt. We have the Four of Pentacles, or maybe some of you live in Egypt. It's not for everybody. Justice or past lives. We have the Devil in the reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune. I'll move that crystal in a bit. 7 of Wands. And then the Four of Swords is in the reverse at the back of the deck. I saw the angel number 1221 and 1222 on the clock, so that could be significant. This person believes that maybe it's hard for you to let go of the things that have been done to you that were unfair, unjust, or just kind of felt like you were being betrayed in some kind of moment where you trusted a specific person and they broke your trust. Whoever I'm speaking about, it's not this person, but like other people in your life, where it's kind of hard for you to let go of those experiences. And that is valid and understandable. I completely understand. But you want trustworthy people in your life. So, if you see a red flag within someone, you're gonna just like run away from them. You're just gonna reject them. And I feel for you, the reason why you're so selective about who you let into your life, in terms of how this person views you after getting to know you, is you want to keep people in your life that you feel are trustworthy, that you feel have maybe similar values, morals, ethics as you, that you feel, there's a balanced kind of give and take. There's loyalty, you look for good qualities in people. And when you don't see those good qualities and you see that somebody's trying to hide their more negative qualities, you stay away from them. Like, you see red flags within people and you stay away. And for you, you want people around you that you can trust, people you can rely on. And so that is why you're so selective of who you let into your circle. But you also want people in your life you will hold on to for a long time. You don't want to just like be friends with somebody that that friendship isn't gonna last, like deep down. So like you don't like to waste your time there. Okay. I'm seeing Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I'm not sure why, but I'm just seeing her in my mind, and I'm hearing a plane go by. Someone here could like travel or could want to travel the world. Okay. I also feel like this person believes that you attract certain opportunities towards you from the kind of good karma you have. I also feel like as I look into your energy, not from this person's view, but energy wise, energy perspective, I feel like you have healed a lot that kind of blocked you from receiving the manifestations you want. And what I often see within personal readings is when we heal those emotional wounds that prevent us from attracting the things we want, we all of a sudden just start attracting better things our way because we're no longer blocked by those emotional experiences that kind of held us back. So, for example, if I had an emotional experience where I sort of internalized a sense of unworthiness, that feeling of unworthiness or belief of unworthiness can block off manifestations. But once I heal that feeling, those manifestations come. So I'm also seeing that within your energy. Maybe not how this person views you, but that's also something you've been doing, okay? You've been changing things around for yourself. I feel like you've shifted a lot within your energy, and that's attracted a lot of opportunities your way, life-changing opportunities. So this person is viewing you as like magnetic in a way to opportunities where it's like your good energy just attracts good things your way, you know? So that's kind of what I'm seeing. You really like to slow down. I feel like as I'm in your energy, maybe you're somebody that doesn't like the busyness of the city. Maybe like you like to slow down and just experience. Like you don't, maybe before you had experienced this thing where you were like just going, never taking breaks for yourself. And I think that's often due to capitalism and the way the world is right now, where it's like we're always just going, and we never take a break to just breathe and think and just be in our body and be with ourselves. So I feel like this person doesn't sees you as that person that doesn't like to rush, doesn't like to be rushed. So for example, let's say you're getting ready. You don't want to be rushed. You want to take your time and really enjoy the process of getting ready. If you're doing a project for work or school, you don't want to be rushed. You want to do it properly. You know what I mean? So there's something about like not liking time limits or being rushed, and it's like you like to feel peaceful while you're doing certain things, while you're taking action on certain things and not rush through it and do things properly. Like you don't like this sense of urgency. Maybe that's a pet peeve of yours. But that's kind of what I'm seeing in how this person views you. I think this person views you as somebody that has developed a strong sense of self-confidence within yourself, um, where you're just fine on your own, where you're just good, you are empowered, and you've developed your own sense of inner peace, even when you didn't have it, even when you were sometimes in fight or flight mode or you felt unsafe. But you've tried to develop this feeling of safety for yourself and your nervous system, and that has helped you heal a lot. But I do feel like people have projected onto you a lot within your life because they see you being secure within yourself. And it's kind of like this person views you as you've been projected onto a lot by others in unfair ways. So I don't know what that's about, but that's just coming through. This is what I have for you. This is how this person views you after getting to know you. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pal number threes. If you chose this golden cat's eye crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how they view you after getting to know you. This can be for any person at all, any person on your mind. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So your card that you chose says the Queen of Saintly Woman. And it says, I am in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to move. So let's go ahead and pull your oracle cards first, and then we'll take a look at your tarot cards after. We are starting at 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock, so that angel number could be significant. Okay, so Spirit Guides of pile number 3. Spirit Guides of pile number 3. How they view pile number 3 after getting to know them. We have the Red Lady with I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. We have... Oh, I just need to cover this. I don't know why I'm drawn to so many like hearts for you. I'm using a heart crystal to cover up. It says, I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live, the first woman. Okay. Spirit guides of pile number 3. How did they view them after getting to know them? We have the goddess of self-knowledge, with the essence of who I am, flows effortlessly into everything I create. And we have the Mother of God with I am blessed, my courage gives birth to the divine. There's something about you having a nice scent to you, and I'm smelling a specific scent, a specific perfume that takes me back to a memory of someone I someone that kind of mentored me. Long story short, I used to do like pageants, and there was this um older, more mature lady that used to like coach me, and she always had this signature scent, and now I'm smelling it. So you have a signature scent to you, or the way you smell always smells good, but it's like your scent is associated to you only. Like when people smell your scent, mentally they associate it with you because they haven't smelled anyone else with that perfume. So I feel like this person mentally associates your scent with you. And whenever they smell it, they think of you. Okay, I hope that makes sense, but that's what I'm feeling energetically. So this person sees you and views you as someone that is always put together, always organized, always showing up with this like put together energy. Like you have your life together, you're put together. You come across as like very organized, very knowledgeable. I'm seeing you in like a meeting and you have like a bunch of files and you're kind of just like, I don't know how to explain it without showing you. Let's just imagine this is a book and you're kind of like putting it together and you're getting ready for your meeting and your work is organized. You have like a way of presenting things in a very professional way. I don't know if you're asking about someone you work with, but that's kind of what I'm picking up on and seeing visually. Okay, so there's something about you always being put together, always seeming like you have your life together, you have things organized, you have things planned, and you kind of just give off that type A personality. At first, this person thought you were perfectionistic, but I think after getting to know you, they view you as somebody that isn't necessarily perfectionistic, but you believe practice creates improvement, and you believe in constantly improving yourself, improving the way you do things, maybe looking at the faults, the mistakes you do, and trying to learn from them and constantly trying to improve. Okay? So when you notice your faults or your mistakes, it's not like you're trying to not tear yourself down, you're trying to not like be too hard on yourself, but you generally just try to improve constantly with the way you do things, with the way you work. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the vibe you're giving off to this person. There's something about you giving off a good impression to everyone you meet because you know that first impressions are important. And there's always something about you showing up with this presentable look. Like you always look presentable, you always look neat, clean, tidy, put together. And I'm hearing a ringing in my left ear as I say this. So, confirmation from spirit, your spirit guides are kind of like, I don't know why. I'm hearing the ringing in my ear, but I don't know what they're saying to me, but I see that as confirmation. And I feel like there's something about you. I can't put my finger on like what word to use, but I'm seeing the energy. Just be patient with me. Okay, I'm hearing you're always on time. Like something about always being on time, always making a good impression because impressions last. But I do feel like when you're around like your close friends, you kind of let loose a little bit more, show more sides of your personality. Because now I'm seeing someone that's like sitting on a chair and they're not like trying to focus on sitting and making their posture all good. They're like sitting comfortably. So I feel like in different social settings, you know how to show up. I think that came up with pile one, but yours is a little bit different. Like when you're at work, you're like a little bit more sophisticated, professional, but then at home around your friends, you're a little bit more comfortable, if that makes sense. So I'm seeing a specific woman that always shows up on my Instagram page, and she speaks with a specific, beautiful, gorgeous accent that sounds so elegant and classy, and she always says like how to be more classy, you know. How to say almost like F you in a more classy way. And that's kind of what I'm getting from the red lady. When I was looking at this card, I saw her face pop up in my mind. If you've ever seen her videos, I don't know what her name is, but maybe someone knows who I'm talking about. There's something about you knowing how to say F you in a professional way. I don't know what that's about, but I'm hearing it like, I know this card says I honor my anger by giving voice to it, but I feel like you come across as like more classy when you put people in their place, but it's not like you're shouting at them and like losing your mind while doing it. I don't know how to explain that. That's not the best wording to use, but that's how spirit's showing it to me. Because I know some people that come across as like very unhinged when they get angry. But you're not like that. Like you keep it classy, but you still say F you in a very classy way, if that makes sense. Like you know how to put people in their place if they're, just acting very weird with you or being disrespectful. You always seem to have gratitude for what you do already have. The word I am blessed here is really standing out to me as I look at these cards because I'm kind of just gazing over these cards, seeing what I get intuitively. And the word I'm blessed keeps coming to me, like, keeps sticking out to me. So maybe you always, like, seem to have gratitude or joy for the things you do already have. And that's such a beautiful quality to have. You're not greedy at all. Like, you share the things you have with others, you share the knowledge you have, you don't gatekeep. If you find some kind of, for example, nice lipstick or nice top and someone asks where it's from, it's like you're not going to gatekeep. You also share your knowledge with others, and it's kind of like you like to share. You like to share things with others, and that's what I see. And, even when it comes to your friendships, let's say you want to go out for coffee, you kind of like pay for your friends, but I think you also know how to not get used in situations. So you know how to have a balance where I think you also choose people in your life that give back to you. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. That's how this person views you after getting to know you. You could be very romantic since I was drawn to the heart crystal for you, and I don't know why I put a heart over her bare chest, but yeah, maybe there's something about you being like a very lovey-dovey person, a very romantic person. You love to give love and you love to receive love. Because I'm seeing you receive flowers on your desk. I don't know why work keeps coming up, but maybe some of you are asking about a coworker because I'm seeing you literally receive flowers on your work desk and you're smelling them, and then people are wondering like who you got those flowers from. The message doesn't have to resonate, but basically what I see is you love to give love and receive love. I think you've had certain moments with certain people where they've tried to find faults with you or tried to look for things wrong with you because they just didn't like you or were threatened by you. I think this person sees it as like a lot of people are threatened by you or envious of you, and then they try to find your flaws and nitpick you and almost like try to find something wrong with you to spread a negative image of you to the world. And I just saw 111, so confirmation. But I feel like you always have things together where nobody can find anything wrong with you, any dirt on you, anything like that. Like, for example, let's say your boss comes up to you and says, have you done this work? It's like, I've already done it. Like, you know how to do things on your own without anybody telling you to do it. Like, you always come prepared. And that's what I want to say. Yeah. Um, but you're also very independent. And I kind of get this feeling of like you want to be yourself and live life the way you want to live. I'm hearing that song, It's My Life. So you don't like people that kind of just try to change you or try to make you something you're not, or project a certain image onto you that is not you, if that makes sense. I'm also hearing in my mind, like, don't compare me to this other person. So, let's say somebody's like, oh, you're sort of like this person. And in your mind, you're like, nah, I'm not like this person. I know myself, like, I'm not like this person. You don't like that. So, something about that's coming through for some. If it doesn't resonate, just discard it. But that's what's coming through. There's also this strong connection to nature, animals. Maybe you love pets. You could also be very adventurous and spontaneous in a way, or you try to be in certain situations. You could also be very creative, or just have a lot of good ideas from, your knowledge. Maybe you love to learn, and you love to learn things on your own. Maybe you work better alone than in group settings. You kind of just like doing things on your own, learning things on your own, without anybody showing you how to do it, if that makes sense. Maybe there could be something about studying from home, like online or something like that. And this person views you as like you have a rich personality. Not necessarily having to do with physical material abundance, but you have a rich personality. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm hearing. Let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards. So, Spirit Guides of pile number 3. Spirit Guides of pile number 3. We have the Emperor. Spirit Guides of pile number 3. How they view pile 3 after getting to know them. We have the Sun card. We have the Six of Pentacles. I'll move the crystal now. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the Magician in the reverse. At the back of the deck, we have the Justice card. So this person sees you as a very goal-orientated person, as a person that plans for your future. I'm seeing something about, trying to find the correct word, being patient and putting off short-term gratification for long-term gratification. So there's something about that coming through where you plan for your future. You don't just think about what you want right now or what would be nice right now. But, if you know that, okay, it's going to be beneficial for me to save for the future rather than just spend money now, I'm going to do that. Even though maybe it would be pleasurable to spend money right now, I'm going to plan and save for my future. Whatever it is, it's just something about you thinking about the future, being goal-orientated, planning, things like that. That's what's coming through here. And a lot of people see this quality you have and wish they could be more like you, or that's just what this person thinks. This person thinks that, again, you're very generous, like I said before. Six of Pentacles confirms what I said before, like you love to give and receive love. And I'm hearing like you love to just like receive princess treatment or prince treatment. Like, I feel like you treat those in your life like royalty and you love to receive that back. The Magician reverse on top of this I am blessed card makes me think of certain people trying to destroy the things you have because they want what you have to themselves. But maybe they don't have the skills or the knowledge or the kind of discipline to make that happen for themselves, to plan for their own future and put in the action. You've already done that, but it's like they want what you have. Not this person, but this person perceives it as you've had a lot of envious, jealous people try to destroy things for you, try to like ruin your reputation or destroy things for your future. And I feel like you piss off like very narcissistic individuals, because it's like you can see right through them. You can see the truth of who they are, even if other people do not see it. And it's like you irritate the demons within them. Because you are literally coming across as like an angel here. And I'm getting that feeling of like them having like very dark energies, whoever this is, like the people that are envious and jealous of you and seek to destroy things that you have or sabotage things that you've created for yourself because you come across as like blessed and grateful for the things you have. These people might have created their own things, but they don't come across as grateful. And I just see like them just having a dark energy, like whoever's envious of you. Okay, so the Emperor, the Sun, you're very witty. Like, you know how to have certain comebacks with people that are smart, but you also know not to go too far. Maybe you're good at debating. Like, this person just sees you as very smart. You're always one step ahead. It's like, I'm hearing that quote that goes like something along the lines of, I may be butchering it, but um, others play checkers, you play chess, something like that. Where it's like you're very smart with the moves you make in life. You know, you make very smart moves for your life that are going to help you move up the ladder to success and just overall improve your life in general. And, you know, when you're doing that, when you're moving in smart ways, you know, I can understand why people would be envious of that because maybe they wish they had those skills or that knowledge or that way of just doing things for their life that overall just improves their quality of life. So I feel like some people are very angry at the fact that you have that joy, that you have that happiness. And this is just what this person's noticed. Like, there are a lot of people that are envious of you. I feel like people that wrong you always receive karma. And with the Sun here, I'm almost getting this feeling of not that you're happy that they receive the karma, but kind of like you wouldn't be happy about somebody just receiving like bad luck if they never did anything like totally wrong to you. But you know, maybe there are people in your life that have acted in like totally not okay ways towards you, and then you saw them receive their karma, and it kind of felt a little bit joyous for you, I want to say. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm seeing as well. You also um accept all your emotions and validate all your emotions, but you know when to put your emotions to the side with certain situations. And I don't know how to explain that, but that's what's coming through. It's kind of like you accept the ups and downs of life. You know, one day we'll be happy, one day we'll be angry, one day we'll be sad, whatever it is. Like, you accept the ebbs and flows of our emotions, but you know that it doesn't like change who you are in your character. Like, you don't let your emotions change who you are in your character. And that's kind of what I see here. So this is what I have for you. I really hope this resonated for you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.